Welcome to episode 7. I'm sat here with two very sad City supporters, including myself, one ecstatic United supporter, one deranged Madrid supporter for even attempting to coming on an episode after what has happened in the past month. Since the last episode, a lot of managers have been sacked. The great sacking of 2026 continued on until February. And this past weekend, the table has shifted massively. United are somehow in the top spot for top four. City are fumbling their title, and Arsenal keep on top. Let's talk about Man United and Fulham first of all. Great game. I only catched like last 15 minutes live of the game, and last 4 minutes was just insane. It was, I mean, in the end, Sheshko getting that winner. How are you feeling, Samir? How is Carrickchester United treating you?
I don't know if you saw this, but like after the game, I posted a story of my heart rate. It was at
Yeah,
167 after the Sesko goal went in. Because when they equalized, I was like, "Oh my god, this is infuriating. Don't tell me you've fallen back into old habits." And I was kind of sad for like 3 minutes, and then the winner went in. I was like ecstatic. Just I watched the remaining, like the ending, 5 minutes standing up because I didn't trust myself to sit down and stay calm throughout it all. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling great. I'm glad to see the new systems in. It's helped a lot.
yeah, three wins back to back. It took Amarim 36 games to reach that. It has taken Carrick 5 to 6 games.
It's taken Carrick three
Insane.
games.
It's taken Carrick three out of three, man.
Yeah.
The haircut seems imminent. Bruno has been playing out of his mind, I think, ever since Amarim has left. 17 matches, 7 assists under Amarim, and then 5 assists in 4 matches for Carrick. I mean, Bruno playing at number 10 is paying his dividends, and it's much clear to see.
And honestly, I think, sure, playing him in 10 is extremely advantageous because that's his natural position. But I think we're seeing that COVID level production from him right now, largely because we're playing Mbomo ahead of him at striker. Like the reason he worked so well during COVID was because Martial would drop in, hold space, and like एक to allow the wingers to run ahead and give Bruno some extra space because Martial always had two centre backs on him. And now because
Yeah.
Mbomo does somewhat similar, it's not exactly the same as Martial because there are different players like that, but he does hold the ball up. He lets people run past him. That allows Bruno to kind of get into that pocket of space like we saw in the City game, right?
Yeah.
Where it was three guys running forward along with Bruno. So the centre backs are kind of hesitant about which guy to go for. And that gives Bruno that extra split second extra to make a decision. And I think that kind of role with a striker who drops in allows him so much more space and freedom to play his game. And it worked against both City and Arsenal because they were dominating the possession. Against Fulham, it was a little more difficult, largely because Fulham are really well set up tactically. I think Marco Silva is really good
Hmm.
at what he does. And with Iwobi in the middle, along with Sanderberger and whoever the other guy is in Fulham's midfield, I can't quite remember him. It
Wilson?
kind of made, yeah, it kind of made things a bit difficult. Like first half, maybe it was a bit difficult for us to move forward. But in the second half, once the game started to stretch a bit, and once you realize that it's becoming a little more tennis type of football, ki ek side has the
I,
ball and it goes to the other side. That's where chaos ball is where Bruno thrives the most because you can't outthink him that fast, and that kind of helps the most. So, like I said, I mean, I don't think I said it on the podcast, but I said it group chat, man. City and Arsenal games are like, yeah, whatever we won, that's great. But the Fulham game was going to be the real test to see whether or not Carrick's implementing what he wants. And resounding success, I'd say.
yeah, I was also concerned for United because the way I saw them play against City, Arsenal, I thought they were going to struggle against low block teams. But in this game, I guess Fulham also wanted to score, and that led to United also thriving in chaos. But Bruno, he's अभी ऐसा वो खेल रहा है कि as if like the weight has been lifted off his shoulders. As he does not have to worry about getting back into that pivot. I think उसके कारण he has more freedom to go into these corner of the box kind of runs. So I
Yeah,
think Abhi we are seeing Carrick under he getting into that position. He's much more frequent in those positions. So he's getting a crossing also, which led to the
that
goal for Seshko.
yeah, the
And
Sesko
also
wala goal.
against
Yeah, exactly.
City also he's crossed the ball from the right. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
great to see him ball out. And what
yeah.
a moment for Sheshko, man. By fuck, that goal
I
has
was
been coming for a
so
long
happy for
time.
him. So happy for him.
And he jumped a lot, very high.
Oh, he
The joy.
jumps like that. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
go on,
go
go on.
on.
Sorry.
So did you see the bench like celebrating that goal? It was not just like yeah we won the game. It was like ah yeah, bench was finally he can score.
Yeah, it's if you look at it, it's kind of the way they celebrated with Hoyland when he got his first goal. But like the
Yeah,
major difference is Sesko has already scored multiple times in the Prem this season, and it's more of the thing where they are happy for him because he's so young and like obviously Howland was also young, settling in and everything. But I think with Sesko, the main thing was that Amorim made it very clear that he didn't want him there.
yeah,
I remember we didn't have Sesko in the Spurs game at the start of the season that we drew last second. After that game, we bought Sesko, and uske baad we played Fulham, who drew. We drew with Fulham at that time, and Bruno missed a pen in that game. It was kind of chaotic. But after the game, I remember this because I wrote this on my blog as well. Amarim made it very clear he didn't want a striker. It was around 90 mil pounds or 90 million euros on Sesko. And Amarim said, I would have rather the board spent that on a midfielder who can play in the pivot.
yeah.
So to come in
He
at
did,
like
yeah.
that young an age and realize that your manager doesn't want you there, kind of just played on him a bit. And Amarim proved it multiple times by not giving him opportunities, putting him in like in thankless roles. Like you're either getting him in when you desperately need a goal and you're not offering much attacking threat, or you start him against a side that plays high and he can't play to his strengths, which is kind of the aerial crosses and all. So
Huh.
it happened against Burnley. He got those two goals when Fletcher was in charge, like that interim period of like 2 3 games. He got those two goals against Burnley, and you could see what it meant to him. Because it's like here's a manager who's platforming me the way I should be platformed, and letting me play the way I want to play. And I think those two goals, because they ended up being in a draw, he couldn't celebrate them all that much. Like he was happy. You could see after the Burnley game, there were smiles. There was amount of like
Yeah.
confidence radiating from him. But the Fulham goal being a winner, especially at the Stretford end in added time, I think that was huge for him. And he's going to be very huge in the next two games, which is Spurs and West Ham, because I think he needs to start games against teams that will set up in a low block. Because if you want to run on the break, you need a Bomo and Cunha to do that. But if you want to play against like a low block team, it's kind of easier to have Sesko in there and throw balls at him.
True. True. That could I mean work out also because I think Romero is injured. So the aerial duels bit is not a lot in favor of Spurs. Talking about
And Van der
Spurs,
Ven is also injured. Van der Ven's also injured.
Van de Ven's also injured now. Yeah, he's also gone off. They had to play Palinia in the
They were playing, I think they were playing Dragusin against City, right? As like the
yeah
third
they were
centre
playing
back.
Dragos. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking about Spurs, much to Akshat and I's dismay, City drew against Tottenham after a
Hmm.
half that felt like we were strolling in the park. Cherky just casually strolling into the box and scoring the first one, almost getting the second. And just
Mhm.
what a painful game, man. It was the second half, much more like a lot of games City has had this season. I feel like if someone scores against us, we just kind of give up. there's no like fight in the boys, which was like there when Kevin was there, Gundogan was there. There was this, okay, okay, I'll be that guy. I will take the game in my hands. That is missing.
Hmm. You're right. The mentality was not able, was not what it should have been in the second half. First half, I would say, was very enjoyable from a neutral perspective because both teams did not have any, build up. There was no out and out build up strategy for any of the teams. Both of them were also responding to whatever was happening on the pitch. And the first two goals were like I would even say they happened by chance. They were the first one was a really lucky goal. I would say any other keeper would have kept it out. And
I think
overall,
we've lost Akshat.
I can hear you.
Oh, was I the one that got? Continue, continue.
Yeah, probably because I can see him and hear him.
ये मैच का रिकैप यही है.
This was basically City, not in sync.
What? Okay, what's happening, guys?
Oh my god. But yeah,
What's
the first goal, I would not say it's lucky. Okay, it's downright disgusting. How the first goal was fucking allowed. It's a foul. If the defender does that, it's a penalty. Why is it? How do you allow a goal if the kick is not even from the player's foot, dude? It's literally kicking
I
another foot towards
I
the ball.
I did have a question about that because I'm sorry to make it about United again. But the penalty that Fulham got was when Maguire had Jimenez had kicked the ball, it was saved, it
Yeah,
rebounded, and the
yeah.
continuation of Maguire's tackle kind of took him out, and they gave it as a penalty. Like, I'm not sure what the new rules are, but to me, that's like the shot's been attempted, the ball's been saved, and that's like a carry forward of this thing. It should not be a pen. So if the same thing happens on the other end, which it kind of did with the way Solanke scored that goal, it should have been a foul,
Yeah.
and that goal should not have counted in any way.
It's
The
it's it's
last
not
two
even
games
the
have
fact
been
that they don't
very
commit.
unlucky for us. The video assistant referee has not done what they should have done. I, like I will take the fact that both of the calls were a bit 50-50, but with experience and with the contextual knowledge of what's happening on the pitch, where it is happening on the pitch, is it inside the box, is it somewhere in the midfield, you have to take these things in an account and you have to watch it in real time. Sometimes watching it in slow motion does not give the full picture. Watching it in real time presents what was actually happening. So
It's not just the fact that it didn't give the penalty. It's the fact that I don't understand what they are trying to do because none of the referees are in agreement over what should be a foul and what should not be a foul, or what should be an offside or what should not be an offside. It's this
lack of consistency.
inconsistency. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's this inconsistency that just drives me insane. Because on the one hand, as you said, United wale game mein they gave it a pen, right? Now, abhi inverse position में they're giving a goal. So you're basically giving the person who committed the foul a goal, which is basically tying the game or whatever. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, speaking of inconsistency, I want to ask you two, as City fans,
Tell
do
me.
you think Haaland's current scoring drought is down to him being in like maybe the wrong place at the wrong time, or is it down to the fact that he doesn't have a KDB behind him, or like his current wingers, which are Cherky and Foden, are also more dispensed to shoot rather than square the ball to him?
Hmm. You have asked, I think, the question that maybe Haaland is asking himself these days. Uh, and as much as I know him, we are very good friends. I watch his YouTube videos. Uh, I think he's in not a very good form right now. He could have been scoring some of the chances that he's getting. And when we say world class, top level Premier League, we think of people who are exceptionally, they are masters of their craft, what they are doing. So you expect a player of that stature, of that number nine shirt on a Manchester City kit, you expect that player to, be clinical, be surgical, and he hasn't been that in the past few weeks. And that is just the fact that Cherky and Foden are a bit more inclined to shoot. That is one of the factors that is, that is involved in the equation. But overall, the major contribution is the lack of clinical finishing from Haaland's side.
I mean, he is getting chances fewer than before, but I mean, you're saying that Turkey and Foden are more, they want to shoot more. But these are the same guys that were playing with him when he got those 20 goals in 2025.
Yeah, and
So,
it seems
like,
kind of insane to say Cherky shoots more when he has like 7 assists and is second on the table
yeah,
in the league.
he's second on the table behind Bruno. So,
Exactly. So it
Turkey
feels
is
kind of
doing great.
insane
I
for me
think
to say that.
it's just like, I feel like Haaland is just not getting into any game. It's not just the fact that he's missing chances, he's just absent. Like, there are large period of games when I'm thinking, dude, is Haaland playing? Did we sub him off for like a Marmoush or something like that? But I think he's just not getting into the spaces that he wants to, or maybe it's the
Hmm.
opposition that I've found out that okay, these are the areas that Haaland wants to operate in.
Yeah.
I find it difficult to understand how his positioning is, if because Haaland का ये था कि everyone liked कि he is a positioning first guy. He's an unconventional finisher or whatever. भागता अजीब सा है ठीक है जो भी है. He is in the right place at the right time. But that is exactly what is not happening. So I think it's up to him to turn up the heat.
I expect better from City. It hasn't been like the team's engine is missing. It's the defenders are getting injured, the strikers and the attack is not in a very good chemistry with each other, and all these things are stopping us from being a good chase team to Arsenal. And if and when Arsenal slip up, we have to be ready. Otherwise, at this stage, at this current form, I feel like even if Arsenal slip up, we won't be there to overtake them. If this sort of
That is true.
lack of.
But also in the past episodes we've criticized Arsenal for bottling things. They've spent a lot, yes, but City spends a lot. Especially this transfer season, we got Semenyo, one of the best wingers in the or
Gay.
best attacking players in the league. We got Mark Gay, probably the one of the best defenders in the league. If after that you're struggling to win against a Tottenham side, which is essentially the B squad, then a lot of criticism needs to be leveled at City and Pep in general because
Hmm.
Pep is
Hmm.
not playing the football that he used to play before.
Hmm.
It's still
And
possession.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
it. And I'm fine with
chances
it. The
after
new
that.
football is the solution, is the right way to go. Because the old
But
football
then that
strategy.
also opens up, doors for the opposition to score. So I don't know, man. The defense, sometimes I feel like Rodri is just not back to how he
Uh-huh.
was. He
Hmm.
got the red card against Bodo Glimt, which we lost
Hmm.
surprisingly. And even the
Hmm.
goal that Solanke scored, beautiful goal by the way. But you can see that Rodri, if this was the Rodri before injury, he would have gotten there
Yeah, he
like
would have
half.
got there. Yeah.
So that is
I know
kind of
what you're
frustrating.
mentioning. You're absolutely on point. He like that. That's the difference at the top level. Those centimeters, those split seconds in which you either get a small touch on the ball or you get, the other player gets the touch. So these things matter. And going to the fact that last season we played the style of football that was successful with KDB, with David Silva, but these two players being gone, it's affecting us still. It's still affecting us. So I don't know what will happen. But I'm very positive to see what sort of football is going to unfold, because EFL, FA Cup, Premier League, UCL, four different competitions in front of us still. Lot of games to play, so lot of things to figure out as well.
And a chance to basically kick Arsenal in the balls in the EFL. Me like we are here. Be merry.
What's the current scoreline in the semis? It's a two-leg game, right? So what's City Newcastle ka first half scoreline?
It was 2-0 or something.
I will say, like from an outsider's point of view, looking at City,
Yeah,
injuries have majorly hurt because Rodri is not the same after his ACL, right? He tore his ACL, and that's why he took so long
yeah,
to come back. I
yeah.
think your defense has major injuries because why is Max Elaine starting a game at Old Trafford? That I don't
I'll tell you
understand.
why, Samin. I'll tell you why. Because fucking Chelsea and fucking Reece James injured Guardiol and Ruben Diaz in the same game. I'm sorry, I got excited.
No,
But
no, but
yeah,
like you get what I'm saying, right? Arsenal have complained a lot over the last few years that oh we were there but we lost because we had players injured. And in all fairness to them, they bought major defenders because their defense kept getting injured. So they bought in a lot of guys to cover up their defense. And the fact that City's only got Gehi in so far and is now relying on guys like Elaine to be that second centre back next to him, I think is going to mainly affect this season. And if, like Pep said, like a year or two back, if those charges hit and if City are found guilty, he's leaving.
yeah,
So if that
yes.
happens, I
It's a
fear what
beautiful
might happen.
point that you've put in. You know why? Because all these things they indicate that Pep's time is at an end now. I feel like
Yeah, it's
I hate
that.
for it to happen, but
I
the
honestly
fact
can't wait. I'm going to pull out those Hitler dead newspapers when he resigns. I honestly.
when
But
you did when
that,
KDB retired
yeah.
from
But like
City.
that's the worrying part. If with Pep here, who's like a top two manager all time, if you can't find a way out with these makeshift players with Pep here, whoever comes in next is not going to touch him in terms of quality on the ball and managerialize. So
Yeah.
how is the next guy who comes in going to handle whatever squad he's left with, which is going to have major holes? You have no major creative midfielder after KDB left. The defense is very good, but injury prone. Ruben Diaz and Guardiola have both picked up major injuries. Rico Lewis is all right. Some of the academy guys coming up are all right. But like, if you keep sustaining injuries and you don't have game winners who can like flip the game over like that, like you had KDB, and to
Mm-hmm.
an extent you had Gundogan who left like last year, I think, right? If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah,
those guys and Pep leaves, it does paint kind of a dark picture. Like, sure, it'll be like those first 2 years after Fergie left, you have good enough players to automatically take you to Champions League spots and everything. But what do you do after that? How do you make that step forward?
yeah.
I think there are two ways City can go about it. First is that they get someone from the within the ranks, someone who has already worked in with Pep in the support staff. That sort of a promotion would be ideal, because it first of all they know the club already. Secondly, they know the team players, they know the philosophy, they are part of the system. So it becomes easier to continue with the same set of players with the same cycle, but have someone from within the ranks promoted, or bring someone who used to be part of City but is managing a club in Germany somewhere.
Exactly. Bring the
Uh,
boy
I
home.
I can give
Bring
you
the boy home.
explanations for both of them. First, I think City is looking at Maresca if Pep leaves, and
I
second,
don't.
Bayern has given company free reign for the next 7 years.
Yeah,
Like you get your players, implement your system, do everything. We will not touch you. That's what they've told him. So I don't think
Crazy.
company is coming back. But I do think there was a brief report after during the great sacking that City were looking at Maresca.
I think that was one of the reasons that
That was the
lit.
trigger for Maresca
Yeah,
leaving, I think.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
think the Chelsea.
speaking about
Sorry, go ahead,
transitioning,
Jameen.
yeah, speaking about
Speaking about
transitioning and all.
Maresca and Chelsea,
Yep, let's
Speaking
dive
of
in.
Maresca and Chelsea, let's dive into their West Ham game.
the only reason I bring up West Ham and Chelsea is to discuss the fight. That is the only reason I want to discuss. Great game, great game, great finish. Okay, Enzo scoring, whatever. I don't give a fuck. The, the way
Varun
Well,
Adama tried
or
to just
Samin,
wait, wait, wait,
squeeze
one
wait.
of you give us the listeners what happened. Like, including me, a lot
Uh,
of us are not aware what exactly
before
unfolded.
before we get into the fight, I just want to say I saw a video of Enzo celebrating his winner, and while
Yeah.
facing the fans, he already had his shirt off, and he was wearing that tight blue inner shirt, right? While celebrating, I think he also flashed one of the fans by getting his genitals
He
out.
did. He did.
He
What?
He
flashed the
did.
front row with his genitals.
World Cup year Enzo hits different.
It's very different, dude.
Bro, these celebrations are getting out of hand, man. I hope FIFA 27 has this.
Extra graphics. Do it.
But yeah, I think I'll let Varun get to the fight because that's the most excited I've seen him for a
Yeah,
while.
someone give us the storyline because including me and some listeners might not be aware what unfolded.
So Chelsea scored this brilliant goal. Okay,
Hmm.
brilliant emotional goal. Almost last minute goal. Few minutes left. West Ham gets a corner. How they get a corner is Kukurea kicks the ball for a corner accidentally. Adama Traore, in the way to get the ball, just throws the shit out of Kukurea on the floor. Joao Pedro, of all people, comes up to Traore and just pushes him. And Traore, you can see it in his eyes. He's like a bull. He's going to charge. And Joao Pedro, for a second, his eyes were like, dude, I'm dead. Then an entire fight broke out, which ended up in Todibo getting a red card. Again, Joao
Oh,
Pedro getting harassed.
No, I am happy because ये अभी story जो वरुण ने बताया, for people who didn't have context, people would have seen the reels and now they would have connected the dots. So like, oh ये हुआ था.
I will
Create the
tell you
emotion
one
out
thing.
pehle, then get the
I
context.
will say one thing. Uh, One thing you learn when you play in the Prem for the last 2 3 years is you don't mess with Adama Traore. Mainly because all the baby oil stuff. He's hard to catch. He's really slippery and all. But the second is you look at him and you don't want to mess with him. Like
That's what
funnily
I'm
enough,
saying. You don't need to play in the Prem or watch the Prem to be
exactly,
scared of Traore. You look at him
exactly.
and you're
Like
like, okay,
back in his Wolves days, him and Jimenez formed that crazy lethal front two. That was cash money for my FPL. Like I won so many mini leagues with just those two guys and Matt Doherty when Wolves were still good. And then he's been bouncing around Adama. I think he had a stint at
at Barca.
at Barca after
at
his
Barcelona.
transformation, despite being like a Barca academy guy. But like this was his first game for West Ham. Like he just got signed
Yeah,
on loan till the end of the season, and this was the
yeah.
first game for West Ham. And pushing
Did he
Cucurella
also
aside,
get booked?
no, he didn't do anything.
He didn't do
Oh,
anything.
Traore
I
didn't do
mean,
anything. He just shoulder pushed
dude, even
Cucurella aside,
for Kukurea so
which is
hated,
legal.
even for the referee, him being thrown around is like not even a yellow. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I stood up and applauded. Like I saw the reels back, like Tosif said, right? I saw the reels. I saw Cucurella get thrown, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to see from the Premier League. I want to
did,
see Cucurella get thrown around at least once every game. If someone grabs his hair and pulls him down, bonus points. I
I
think
was
that
just
should be
sad
like a
for
thing.
Joao Pedro. मतलब he just did it flow में and वो जो 2 सेकंड मिनी सेकंड अपना डेथ दिखा कि नहीं सॉरी.
उसका क्वाइट
at this
लिटरली फट
moment.
के हाथ में अच्छा था, so good player.
I honestly
And I
don't
don't
feel
blame
bad
him.
for Joao Pedro. I don't feel bad for Joao Pedro. There was a game earlier this season where like long ball launched, Pedro's running for it. He looks back, a defender is coming at him. He looks back and he swings his elbow at the defender's face. It like goes by the side. He missed the defender, luckily. But premeditated, he looked back, he saw his defender coming, and while running, he picked this up and he swung it at the defender's face. Lucky for the defender and lucky for Joao Pedro, nothing happened. Otherwise, that was like red match ban for bodily harm kind of thing all there. But yeah, since
It
that,
doesn't add up because their new manager is literally Ted Lasso, and their players play as if it's the fucking WWE. 2 game weeks ago, Reece James put out a fucking I don't know what you call it, a hit job on Ruben Diaz and Guardiola. Then Delap pushed was it Kuznetsov in the stands. They I don't understand Chelsea में कब से रेज आ गया था.
I will say one thing. Uh, I will not fully clarify for the viewers and for you guys if you want to. Just Google Joao Pedro 15 and just Google Joao Pedro 15
No,
and kind of realize why I don't fuck with him like that.
you can't tell a Madrid supporter to do that. That is where the thing started from. Our
He's
legend.
wearing 15. He's wearing 15 for his new club.
Oh, that. ठीक है, then
Yeah.
ठीक है.
That and the
I
fact
thought
that
it was
Benzema
Benzema
did.
too.
No, no. This was also a Benzema joke, but I think Benzema's wearing 15 for his new club. But yeah, Joao Pedro, when he was at Watford, dated a 15-year-old Brazilian TV star.
I thought you would avoid that topic, but you just went ahead. So,
Allegedly.
That's why he said Madrid, dude.
Allegedly. So yeah, anyway, since I found that out, I'm like, Joao Pedro, whatever. I don't mess with him like that anymore. He was huge for my FPL, but then I found out and I'm like, yeah, bhai, tu kar le jo karna hai तेरे को, sorry.
नहीं नहीं, he should not do whatever he wants. Let's make
yeah,
that clear.
Valid, valid.
We are not
But
encouraging.
speaking of 15, I heard there's some Madrid fans who want to get some things off their chest.
Oh God, yes.
there's
I've been
no
waiting.
getting off the chest and all. Getting off the chest though is seeing you guys speak about Premier League. I wish I could be that involved. But ठीक है, in some other stream, maybe La Liga fans will join. No, but honestly, I think everyone is aware of what is happening with Madrid. We need a angry rantman wala, but with a Madrid version. And there's no leader in the group. Abhi Akshat was saying about City mein there's no leader as such. They miss KDB, Rodri injured, how that affected the team. If you compare that with Madrid, at least Rodri came back. In the current Madrid setup, there's no one who has emerged as a leader. The main two people are maybe Courtois and Mbappe, uh, who have performances to back what they are saying. And on top of that, you let go of a Modric. Cruz has already gone. There's the even the signings that you do, Hoysen or Carreras. These are young players. The average age of the squad is some 25, 26 max. So yeah, there's no one to lead the squad, and then Javi Alonso, who you bring in, you don't give him sufficient time or that backing. It's in shambles, and Ayush, I think in the group mentioned that we have officially entered the banter era of Madrid. So yeah, the only people taking lead or taking charge are most probably the Madrid fans right now, who are at least telling that something's wrong with the club and this can't continue. They're making it properly audible at the Bernabeu, and I don't know what needs to change. Honestly, if it means changing Perez or some management changes, maybe Madrid believes in results, so वैसा तो नहीं है कि this can continue forever, but certainly these egos can't coexist because बेंफिका वाले गेम में यू सी वी आर वन मैन और टू मैन डाउन थे हम लोग। एम्बापे तो चलो गोलकीपर आ गया, देयर हैज टू बी वन मैन who's leading the counter attack if there is any. But you see Vinny on the other side standing. कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Uh, he has to be there in the defense. So these kind of small things just show that the team is not playing as one. And
But yeah, in La Liga, you guys are just 1 point behind
yeah,
at
but that
22
also
games played.
due to the inefficiency of Barcelona ना. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि we are playing some extraordinary football. कुछ भी नहीं है. And like that's the thing with Mbappe also. On his given day, he will score goals. So he has been saving our asses in the La Liga for how many matches I don't know. वो हो जाएंगे. तो हाँ, उसका ये
And
मतलब
Tausif,
नहीं है
I think
perfect performance.
past May this signing policy of Madrid, signing stars and all, in the recent past like 6 7 years worked because in the name of a system you had Cruz and Modric
Yeah.
who basically governed the pace of the game and how the game ebbed and flowed. But now since there is no one to basically dictate that tempo, this thing is just not working out.
No, you have always seen with Madrid there was a mix. Like the typical example of this would be whenever we were down against any opposition, it was those players who would come and give in these pep talks and everything. They might not have been involved also so much. ये मार्सेलो के साइड से हम लोगों ने देखा था 23 में जब we won the CL and all. He's not even playing, but he was there to motivate the players, and the leadership was showing. And let's not forget who were our captains before that: Casillas, Ramos. They were brilliant. Yeah, Valverde, no doubt, great player and maybe the best leader that we have got from this bunch. But then you don't see him as someone who has the authority to step up and be that one voice who dictates thing when things are going down, including Mbappe, including Vinicius, including Bellingham. Everyone in the team listens to that one guy. वो नहीं होगा. So you know that something is wrong, and I think like at least letting go of Modric was one of the most useless decisions we did this year. Everyone knew he would play until the next World Cup. He'd given his everything. He's doing it with AC Milan. Even if he was playing just 30 minutes in every match, he would have contributed so much more to the entire team and the whole dynamic.
And I mean, I feel like the midfielders that are there right now would have benefited from a mentorship
Yeah.
partner with him also. That would have been the main takeaway, as you said, Marcelo had in the
Hmm.
23 other season.
Majorly, I think that's like losing that midfield three of Modric, Cruz, and Casemiro is something that will end up setting Madrid back a few years because those three were like contrasting profiles that fit. Like each of them has a role and they complement each other perfectly across that midfield. And like when Chomeni was signed, everyone was like, yeah, he's kind of like a Pogba kind of guy, but he's better defensively and he'll replace Casemiro eventually. But he's just not done that.
Yeah.
He hasn't lived up to the potential that everyone saw in him. And
No, you see,
you get a Bellingham in, and he's just kind of not what you expected him to be, which was a Modric Cruz replacement. But he's like foraging forward a lot more, and it's just like recruitment hai, like from a player name point of view, they're definitely getting the players they need. It's the profile that's missing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
मतलब we don't have the players to we have star players but we don't have players who fit their positions. The Camavinga, he's the same player maybe who who's there in 2023 if not worse. Chouameni, same thing. मतलब his position changed during that Ancelotti savior ass season कि नहीं अब CB बना दिया उसको. But like how much he has he grown as a player? That is the thing. वो नहीं हो रहा है एंड विद लाइक स्टार प्लेयर्स दे विल ठीक है बेलिंगम अगर नंबर 9 पोजीशन पे खेल रहा है प्रैक्टिकली देन वो गोल मारेगा बट लाइक हैव यू डेवलप्ड बेलिंगम into a player who can play the role of a glue? or a Modric or given him a partner consistently that he trusts or like combines with. No, you haven't.
I honestly think your lack of a right back is affecting your midfield because putting Valverde at right back means you have an empty space in midfield, and Valverde, for what it's worth, complements Bellingham pretty well. While Bellingham stays more in the box, Valverde is more like a crashing run, like late runs into the box kind of guy. He's that kind of more physical presence. You don't mind him getting cards as opposed to Bellingham. And I think having to put him at right back because Carvajal's too old and you have nobody else is affecting the balance of your midfield.
And even the right back that Madrid bought, I thought he was
Who
going to upgrade to midfield once he went there.
who did
So
Madrid buy at right
who
back?
they Alexander, dude.
But Trent हम लोग के
Trent.
लिए खेलता है भाई.
Oh shit! I forgot about it. I haven't
Exactly.
seen his face at all. I honestly forgot he went there.
Yeah,
Oh
Fair
my
enough.
that's
god!
right.
Fair enough.
Like
He was
Carvajal
also
will
be
do
informed, right?
better in this squad than like Trent will if he comes in.
But hasn't Arbeloa informed Trent that he's not going to be part of the plans in the future? Like
No,
that's
no, I
what
don't think that's such
rumor was.
conversation.
No, no. There were rumors that City might make a run for Trent on a loan kind of thing, but it was never fully confirmed.
I don't think we should let him go unless we have any proper backup. Like कोई चांस नहीं भाई क्या ये कारवाल इस एज में क्या गारंटी दे पाएगा हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ गेम्स कैन ही प्ले and again you are taking Valverde as your full time right back, then your team is fucked in the first place. You are like making a makeshift midfielder your right back and continuing him throughout the season. That's not how it works.
I do also think, after looking at what happened with Bellingham, how he was at Dortmund, and the kind of more attacking role he's playing at Madrid, I do think Trent thought, "Ki if I go there, I'll be able to play midfield," which is something that Klopp didn't let him do, and Slot also didn't let him do. I think one of the major reasons he fell out with the Liverpool management was because he wanted to play midfield, and they said our midfield's established enough, and we need you at right back. So him going there and not getting a chance to play midfield also kind of throws a spanner in the works because again flaws है उनके but a Bellingham, Valverde and Trent midfield for the most part works against every team except one in La Liga. That midfield is better. It might get overrun by Barca, but they'll have their moments of magic, and you don't necessarily need to control midfield if you're going to do like a smash and grab kind of win. Like you can get dominated for 90 minutes, grab a late winner, and be happy with the game. So I think Trent thought I'd get to play midfield in Madrid, and he came here, but no other replacement at right back, and injuries and everything kind of stopped him from doing that.
Even if
And
not field, I think he was majorly lured by what Carvajal did back in the day, like ऊपर जाके खेलना and everything. But like all things considered, you have to like keep in mind the kind of players that Carvajal paired with. Solid defense. He had that liberty to go up front, make those runs, give those crosses. You can't do that. कौन
And the
Asensio?
kind of players that Trent played with. Trent played with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Van
oh,
Dijk
quite a
covered
different thing.
so much for him defensively that people kind of just forgot in the last 2 3 years that Trent is a major defensive liability. And if you have all due respect, Howson's decent. He was good at Bournemouth. But if you have Howson trying to cover for Trent, it's not going to go well. Like he's a decent centre back, but he's not Madrid starting level centre back. He's the kind of guy you play cup games when Ramos and Varane were starting games regularly. That's the kind of player Howson is. He's not a starting caliber centre back.
No,
He's also
House
very young.
work out if he's like paired with a like more senior center back partner, which honestly Rudiger can't do. I feel like is he has run out of gas. हो गया उसका खत्म. Like when I saw that last year का वो वाला match ना, when he lost his shit on the referee and all, that was my point because that was
Atletico Madrid.
disrespectful. yeah, disrespectful in the first place. And then it also showed you know you don't care much about the club or what it says about the club. You just go with the flow or what your anger controls you at that moment. So I don't not a fan of that.
What's with the manager situation right now at Real? Who the new manager? What are the feelings?
No, I feel that what he is doing with the current squad is the best that he can do. बिकॉज ये ईगोज जब जाबी अलोंसो खुद नहीं कर पाया कोऑर्डिनेट या कंट्रोल देन आर्बेलो आके क्या ही करेगा एंड यू सी हिम इन दीस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस डिफेंडिंग दीस प्लेयर्स बिकॉज ही हैज नो अदर वे if he goes against or speaks against any of these players again वो lobby हो जाएगा ये हो जाएगा he can't afford to do that at this time and the club also can't because then it just gets down worse. We can't afford that. So the best possible solution right now is maybe जितना भी हो रहा है उतना होने दो, and then in the next season you have to take like drastic decisions with respect to players playing in ideal positions, bringing in like experienced players. Um, yeah, and maybe a managerial change also.
But I
Then
feel
How
play.
with only 1 point gap at the in the La Liga table, still there's a trophy there to
अरे
be
वो
won.
तो है पर ट्रॉफी क्या फायदा उधर क्या कितना डिवीजन क्लब ने इसमें हरा दिया हम लोगों को द कोपा डेल रे
सेकेंड
में
डिवीजन वाला। हाँ।
सेकंड डिवीजन में 16th या 17th सम ये रैंक क्लब so it doesn't matter and again the league is totally dependent on Barcelona fucking up than us winning at this point. Last match we scored a penalty at the 100th minute. So
Yeah.
that one.
Which was also Mbappe again.
Yeah, which is also Mbappe.
So this ties into the question I want to ask you.
okay,
What
speaking of
is a
Mbappe, it's like
successful
a
season for you
two-pronged
total?
question.
हम्म
Cool.
कोई एक
Nini, after Varun.
I'm asking Tausif for you, what is a successful season this year?
this is not a successful season by any terms,
I
but
mean, what
obviously
could be essentially?
trophy, any trophy, any trophy, and like Champions League is a distant dream. So yeah, La Liga.
Okay, speaking of Mbappe, it's like a two-pronged question. Do you think his ego, like that perceived I'm Mbappe, I'm the best player on this team, kind of like what Cristiano used to have, do you think that is going to affect the chemistry of the team? And secondly, do you think a manager like Zidane, who Mbappe respects, will make any change to his ego?
पहला क्वेश्चन क्या था?
Will Mbappe's ego affect the club?
I don't think so because at least as of now, his performance is back his ego. And किसके अगेंस्ट ईगो है? फिनिशियर्स के अगेंस्ट ईगो है, रॉड्रिगो के अगेंस्ट ईगो है, like them not supporting him enough, and that is valid. भाई अगर वो खुद खुद करके अगर 36 goals मार रहा है, so then he will obviously ask his colleagues to deliver more, and that is totally justified. But with that said, um, Mbappe needs a partner or a coach जिसके ऊपर वो authority ना दिखा पाए. At least one member in that entire setup who has that
Or
ultimate say, not
someone he
Mbappe.
respects,
Yeah.
because you see that even though CR7 used to think he's the best, when he used to talk to Modric or when he used to talk to Casillas or Ramos, it was not from a top to down. It was as if he was talking to someone who is his teammate, not someone who's subordinate to him, even though he knew in his mind that he's the best player. So uh, the way the media is presenting things and the way the discussion went, there's a feeling as if Mr. Killian is, having that view that the team mates he has right now are subordinate to him.
No, I genuinely don't think so. But I know that Mbappe doesn't have that authority right now to say things or motivate the entire team. If he had that, then I would go on to say, ki, ha, he has that captain mentality. He can lead a team. He can be that voice in the dressing room. He doesn't. He's a great player individually. He can make those decisions, but then he's not that person who can lead or take decisions for the squad.
which is very different from Ronaldo because Ronaldo was that guy, dude.
Hmm.
He was because in that team there were so many leaders. He was not like the leader, but he used to show it on the pitch. When things got difficult, he was the one to step up. Mbappe does that often, but then
No, it
I guess
has
the
changed. I think we need to stop confusing this Madrid philosophy, comparing everything to the three-peat era, all like that basic bullshit of comebacks, Madrid philosophy, Madrid ye wo, la la la. So, nahi, modern football has changed, and it can't be just vibes football. You need to adapt. You need to like have specific plans in place, and players need to follow that. Unfortunately, you can't. And like all things considered, then 23 was a great season. I don't know how we managed to achieve that against all odds, injuries, sab kuch, but we did that. But expecting that every season, especially when like modern football is growing so rapidly, teams are aware of everything, every player, their moves. It's impossible to play this vibes football. नहीं होगा.
Okay, so coming back to
well,
what you said, Agle Saal, Madrid needs like a foundation laid down, players in their natural positions, someone to like take up that senior role in the squad. Do you think you might have to get rid of Vinicius for that? Because
Yeah.
Mbappe is a great player, but he is largely a left winger. He's not an out and out nine. And Vinny also plays the same position.
And
And
Vinny has that problem. मेरे को like at this point I have no shame in admitting that uh, we have to choose one between Vinny and Mbappe. And yeah, there's no comparison to who's performing better for the club right now.
do you think if Vinicius had won that Ballon d'Or, he could have had a leg to stand on saying ki I won a Ballon d'Or, choose between me or him, and actually have enough power to make them choose rather than just make that statement and the club just disregards it and says, listen, he's fucking Mbappe and ऐसे type का कुछ.
ये तो जो last point mention किया, that stands more valid. I think he's already saying that, but just that the club doesn't respect it because it's Mbappe. And honestly, club का भी क्या गलती है भाई? How many matches had he gone goalless in the La Liga? It's just Mbappe doing the carry job.
Yeah, but do you think Vinny going goalless was more a thing of he's just not in form at the point, or was it more कि the attacks going through Mbappe so Vinny को opportunities कम मिल रहे?
No. If you watch the matches, he got like ample opportunities, clear goals, one-on-ones भी थे. It's just like him being callous. Uh,
it's not just
Which
him not
which you hate
scoring, dude.
to see. That's
He's not
serious.
he doesn't have any impact. The
हाँ.
thing about Vinny, उसका गोल का आउटपुट आता था ठीक है, but what was more important from him was carrying the ball on that left channel and getting into those dangerous positions to create chances. He had a great game against Bayern or someone in 23
Barca,
where he didn't score. He didn't. I don't know. It was in the Champions League
अच्छा.
quarters or the semis where he didn't score, but or didn't have an assist, but he had a I think 9.3 on SofaScore or something because he won so many duels. He created so many
Uh,
chances.
that was I think City
Yes.
comeback, the
हाँ.
second
Yeah,
leg
it
of
was
the
City.
City
Sorry,
comeback.
it was City. It was City.
Vinny has always been that kind of a player. He can create chances out of nothing. But and I wouldn't even have discussed this point of being goalless if he would have done those things. and created those chances for an Mbappe, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, anyone. But वो भी नहीं हो रहा है. वो तुम देख रहे हो कि one or two dribbles, then the कुछ tackle आता है, he gets more like frustrated on the tackle itself than like trying once again. That's the problem.
Well, uh, I guess things will get better soon, Tausif.
I don't
Arbeloa
think.
Kaka has taken the reins. Better as in ठीक है, एक दो साल थोड़ा सफर हो गए तुम लोग, आई फील, बट ठीक
Yeah.
है. आई थिंक समर इज
ला
गोइंग टू
लीगा
बी
में तो नहीं है,
क्रूशियल.
सो भाई इतना टट्टी खेल के भी 1 पॉइंट डिफरेंस ही है.
I think Madrid has like two major things to discuss or talk about next season. And please correct me if I'm wrong. One is एक तो major this thing की formation, squad, manager and everything. The second is who they're gonna get for right winger. Because as of right now, it's just Rodrigo, and he's not happy with his game time. So who
And
do
I mean,
you think?
Masantuano has also like failed to impress
हाँ, but
at
he's
this
also like
point.
really young, तो उसको maybe develop करके time
Yeah,
मिलेगा.
definitely. Both Mastantuano or like Guler also like in that respect. मतलब तुम दे रहे हो तो you can't shuffle between a Rodrigo and a ये. So when you are talking about Vinny, also उस wing में भी same problem ही है. You don't have that player or you are not backing that one player to do that consistently, at least in the league. So Champions League में I can understand you need like top players for the one game. ठीक है. But at least in the league you need to back those players and tell them कि नहीं वो right wing तुम्हारा ही है. You need to like do your thing, take your time. But हाँ. But
The
So
Master
thing
was
is, with
out
Madrid,
with an injury I think थोड़ा time में this season maybe.
he went band for band with Yamin Lamal for Pupil Gia. So hoping that recovers soon.
so realistically speaking, if these two don't work out and you decide to buy a new starting caliber right winger next season, who do you think Madrid will go for and who do you want ideally in that spot?
पहले तो एम्बापे becomes left, हालैंड को स्ट्राइकर और और क्या ही लगेगा ये सब यू डोंट नीड
Biblical greed.
या अभी पेरेस खरीद है विनी को दे देंगे मैनचेस्टर सिटी में तो दे विल बी द हैप्पीएस्ट विनी एंड रॉड्रिगो बोथ चल डन
नहीं चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए,
ले लेंगे
नहीं चाहिए मेरे को.
क्या- तुम
I'm
हालैंड
happy
प्लस
with Semenyo. I feel like Semenyo right now is much better than Vinny. Not
मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि हालैंड प्लस रॉड्रिगो ही दे दे एक लीडर कुछ कुछ सम आउंस ऑफ लीडरशिप विल कम
मैं टकला, इसका मतलब ये नहीं मैं डील संभाल रहा हूँ सिटी का. वो ये संभालता है.
Oh, actually, that is the transfer I was looking forward to. If City sack him, is there 0.0001% chance that Pep comes to Madrid?
I think there is more chance of Haaland playing for United.
True.
Because they like them, they like him in that part of Manchester. You've
Yeah,
seen
they
that
do.
video.
Yeah. And I think, speaking of Haaland once again, if he's to leave Man City, he's more likely to go to Leeds than like Real Madrid, given that he was born and brought up in Leeds.
I don't
That
think so.
kind
अभी
of thing.
टाइम है हालैंड का थोड़ा मतलब देखना
हाँ,
पड़ेगा.
मतलब like
To
the
spend more time
that age where you kind of look at players like they're not what they once were, but we can get like one good season out of them. That
भाई
kind
नहीं
of
जा रहा
Haaland.
हालैंड कहीं भी. It's media.
I
Exactly.
know.
I don't think he's leaving for a while. I don't think he's leaving City for a while.
Bro is
But I
logged
feel like
into the
Haaland is
UK
one of those
culture.
players who's like, he will play for Madrid one day. I don't know when it
Haaland,
will
like
happen.
these are the kind of names you think of playing at either Real or Barca. And the thing is, even Barca need a new striker with Lewandowski aging out. So if Haaland goes on the
I would
market,
hate it
Real or
so much
Barca,
if Haaland were to leave and join Barca. That is
Real or
my
Barca are
nightmare.
going to be majorly bidding on him if he leaves.
No,
Because
Real will
essentially,
not
whoever gets
make a
Haaland,
change
sorry.
if we do it with City. Then, because see, my point is ki, again, the slightest of chances wherever or if there is, then it is majorly because both the clubs are in shambles. That's it. Barcelona is not that much in
Which
shambles
they
right
are
now.
right now.
नहीं नहीं उतना भी
Oh
नहीं है.
no,
City and
Barca are
Madrid are
very much in
both.
shambles. Listen, they can't afford to pay Rashford's 30 million transfer fee. There is
Accept
a
that.
serious chance
Have
Rashford comes
Barcelona
back.
ever accepted that they are in shambles? Especially when they are finally in a season where they are sitting at the top of the table. They
Did
won't.
you guys see those videos of Camp Nou leaking?
Yeah, they said they're trying to make Rashford feel at home by having the stadium leak.
Yeah.
But nee, like I was
भाई
saying,
अभी
if Haaland enters like that free market kind of thing, it's either Real or Barca, and whoever gets Haaland, if that situation ever arises, essentially has La Liga on lock for like half a decade at least. Because both these teams have great attacks, and adding Haaland only makes them better. So
That
if
happens
he ever
9 years into the future because he signed a 10-year deal.
release clause, I mean, the Prem doesn't allow for release clauses, but like still, if City comes to a point where Haaland feels like, bro, this place is not where I see myself progressing, his
Mhm.
next natural progression is either Real or Barca.
Basically, City have to keep up, like providing that level of midfield and attack for Haaland to feel कि yes, this is where I want to stay. But that will happen, man. Like this is such a strange thing that we are discussing right now. Talking of
Yeah.
strange things, guys, we were we joined a prediction game last time around where we predicted the results of I think 5 Premier League fixtures, and we kept a score every time the prediction went right in various ways. For instance, if the home team scored or the correct team won, those sort of things, different points for different activities. And I think Varun has the scoreboard with him. Uh,
I do. So, much to my dismay again, Arsenal is also topping this game, including the Premier League. Devarshi is at top. He got zero exact ones, but I think he's on
lot of close
28,
ones.
tied with Arca and Genwa at third. I am at fourth. That Newcastle game fucked my predictions, dude. I fucking hate Newcastle. I thought they'd do
Uh,
something.
the Spurs game fucked my prediction. I had City winning that.
So did I. Everyone had City winning that, dude. I don't know how the fuck we lost anyway.
Also,
But
I will
please
say
do.
in this table, I don't like the fact that second place has one exact prediction and he's second. I feel like that should be like a tie break that puts him above first. Like that should give him like an extra point.
Yeah, dude.
A B
Like
C D E
having
I'm
one.
one
telling you, the rest of
exact
the teams
should
are
count for
useless.
something.
Yeah, but it's Spurs. It can't be top of the table. Come on, come on. You're talking crazy, dude. But do drop in your predictions for next week. We shall continue this next time. Please do join us on this very channel for our stream on WPL, which will have Tosif, obviously. And
I
I'm not
do
doing this.
think
You told me you'll do
we
this
do
tomorrow.
want WPL. यार तुम लोग देखो वुमेन्स क्रिकेट तुम लोग देखते नहीं हो इसीलिए इसीलिए
WPL
नहीं
की
देखते.
मैं
फाइनल
क्रिकेट नहीं देखता.
WPL की
मैं
फाइनल
T20
कल है.
क्रिकेट नहीं देखता. Period.
ब्रो WPL फाइनल कल है.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I did
Yeah.
not know.
I might be going to watch it with like a bunch of friends in some sports bar or
Right.
something.
अच्छा अच्छा.
It's
I thought you were going
T20
to the
cricket.
stadium.
Hey, this is
Stadiums
better.
in Vadodara.
This
मैं
is
तो
more.
बॉम्बे में बैठा हूँ.
Please do
We
join us
are
for the
doing
next stream.
for WPL on our socials, Instagram. So you can follow us there. We will do something for WPL. Hopefully, there's a men's T20 cricket World Cup happening. I'm sure everybody knows about that, and there's more importantly a women's T20 World Cup also coming up later in the year. But that is also there. So yeah,
There's
we
a
will be.
T20 World Cup happening right now.
7th को start हो रहा है.
हाँ, मतलब ये
Oh,
कल का WPL फाइनल बेसिकली एंड कर रहा है इसको चालू करने के लिए और कुछ नहीं.
why do they always do this with women tournament? Last time also they did the same fuckery.
Why? And the worst thing is these initial matches of this men's T20 World Cup are gonna be so bullshit. ये कोई associate nations and all of that. So nobody will watch these matches in the first
I'll
place.
tell you the first 3 games.
हाँ बोल.
I think it's Pakistan, Netherlands.
पाकिस्तान वाला तो होगा नहीं most probably.
Yeah, because that's नहीं नहीं Pakistan वाला होगा. That's in Colombo.
No, we Abhi, you don't know the recent
मना कर दिया
नहीं,
conversation.
मैं
I
तुमने.
saw Pakistan are threatening to boycott the thing. Yeah,
Yeah, they have told
after.
apparently now, like ICC are saying the repercussions of that finally. PCB have to like give. If they are okay with that, they won't play. But I don't think they can afford to be okay with that.
अभी करने दो बाइकआउट उनको.
So they can't do that, and they will have to play most probably. So
And India's opening game is
काफी
against
कुछ हो रहा है
USA
क्रिकेट में.
at the Wankhede Stadium.
yeah,
So India's going to be playing a bunch of Indian origin guys in
yeah.
Bombay.
वो
Do you
आएगा
guys
तो
remember like these
और अब हल्का
football shows, Super Strikers or something like that? They had an episode where the hero team played against a mirror version of themselves. I feel India
Wait.
versus
You mean like Nike ka the last game
yeah.
India
where they
versus
had like
USA
those
वही है भाई वही है वो
they had
विराट
those
कोहली का.
clones, they had the clones line up and everything.
अरे सिर्फ यूएस भी नहीं भाई आजकल सारे टीम्स ही वही हो गए यूएस एंड कनाडा आई थिंक टॉप द लिस्ट ऑल आर जस्ट इंडियन प्लेयर्स ओनली
Yeah, but
आफ्टर
that's the thing. It's like
न्यूयॉर्क का विराट कोहली.
हाँ
ये actually ये actually basketball में भी हो रहा है. But basketball का it's a different. They get like a naturalization process where you have to sign a bunch of papers and then you can represent another country that you choose to represent. But
Hashtag
like
जय हिंद.
I think cricket में जो हो रहा है is mainly because Indians are kind of like so spread out around the world. You just
नो
never know when one of us is going to pop up.
चांस दिया बाहर चले जाते हैं
Why they go abroad just so they can qualify to play.
भाई
अरे
पूरा
हमारे
It's
वर्ल्ड इंडिया
also
है भाई.
because cricket और कोई खेलता ही नहीं है.
हाँ
Everyone
चांस
plays
मिल
football.
जाएगा चांस मिल जाएगा अगर बाहर जाके खेला तो नेशनल टीम खेल रहे हैं यार कितना
Dude,
बड़ा है
I know someone in my office. ठीक है, उसका भाई गया है साउथ अफ्रीका में साउथ अफ्रीकन लीग खेलने, और ये यूपी का बच्चा है. We are
नहीं
literally
यूपी तो
like
बहुत
Cuba produces
आसान
doctors. We are producing cricketers, dude.
है. Let's keep this for some other stream but apparently there's a like whole new business if you see Pondicherry mein there was a like bust that happened like
It was in the newspaper, right? I
yeah,
think
क्रिक बस में एक
one
पूरा bust किया था इन लोगों ने.
हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में था.
हाँ, crazy the way these cricket operates in our country is just crazy.
खैर, क्रिकेट का अगर आपको पॉडकास्ट देखना है, प्लीज प्रिटेंशियस स्पोर्ट रिव्यू को फॉलो करें, और WPL फाइनल के लिए सभी खिलाड़ियों को बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
Samin, you can give a shout out to Varun. You had to give the shout out to the
Yes,
Yes.
you might have noticed for the past 1 hour, this very sexy, beautiful ass logo has been made by Timothy. We thank you, Timothy. Thank you so much. Love you,
Thank
buddy.
you, Tim.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
new logo.
Thank you for the logo. Ever obliged. And hopefully, when our channel grows, we'll be able to give a proper shout out.
Yeah, we'll remember you when we make it big. Don't worry.
Yeah. We will.
Yeah, at
But
right now the shout out that we can give is we can shout out loud. That is
yeah.
I can't shout out loud.
that's the
It's 11:30. It's 11:30. I
we
can't
can't
shout
even
out
do
loud.
that. We can't even
No.
do that, man.
नहीं यार, रेंटेड जगह में रहने का यही प्रॉब्लम है.
कल सुबह उठ के शाउट आउट करते हैं गाइस, लेट्स डू इट.
If you want to see Varun shout out Timothy, follow us on socials.
Follow us. Follow us.
Didn't even fucking
या
sign up. But whatever,
तौसिफ
okay.
इंस्टा पे एक वीडियो डाल देना ऐसे चिल्लाते हुए वरुण का ऐसे.
Yeah. I think you guys need to share content with me for Instagram, like football content. This is due.
I can
All
I
right,
can
we'll-
Guys,
send you my
we can't keep being Madrid. We need to have leadership. We need
can
to
Yeah,
have
send you my
people making
you
the
guys.
I can send you my Amber article if you want.
हाँ, article,
Content for
analysis,
Insta.
videos, कुछ भी भेज. I'll take that up after you send.
On that note,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you to our viewers who are two right
Thank you.
now. But
Yeah,
tata, bye bye,
but 10
farewell.
viewers.
See you in the next stream. We will try to be more regular, not one episode per month. Bye bye.